Good morning, student. As we are discussing our class 12 history, in our class 12 history we are having three part 1, part 2, part 3, and we have completed chapter 1 and 2 of part 1. Now today we will move on to chapter 5 of history part 2, and the topic is through the eyes of traveler. In this chapter we will study about different traveler and their account. Among the different traveler, the important one we will study, that is Al-Biruni, the Asian traveler, Ibn Battuta, the traveler from Africa, Francois Bernier, the European traveler, and various other traveler and their account we will study. Now, the Al-Biruni, the Asian traveler, gives us information about Al-Biruni interest in India and objective of Al-Biruni works. And regarding his travel account, that is Kitab-ul-Hind, also we will get to know. And even the problem that was being faced by Al-Biruni while understanding and writing Indian and his caste system. Now, between 10th to 17th century, it was not unusual that people from different parts of the world, they travel to different land. They have traveled to derive by a sense of adventure as a trader, as a merchant, as a soldier, or they might have traveled as a priest, or they have traveled in search of a work opportunity, or might be to escape from the natural disaster. Among them, one traveler was Al-Biruni, who came from Uzbekistan to India in 11th century, and his travel account about India is known as Kitab-ul-Hind. Now let us know something about Al-Biruni. Al-Biruni was born in Khwarizm, in modern time it is known as Uzbekistan, in 973 AD. He got the best education of that time. How he got? As because he has born in Khwarizm, and that place Khwarizm was an important center of learning during that time. He knows many languages such as Sanskrit, Spain, Arabic. He read Arabic translations of the work of Plato and other Greek philosophers, since he did not know much about Greek language. Now, when he was in Khwarizm, during that time, Sultan Mahmud Ghazni has attacked Khwarizm in 1017 AD, and he has taken several scholars and poets from that place along with him, and among them was the Al-Biruni, who slowly and steadily adjusted to stay with Ghazni, and he stayed with him till the age of 70, that is till his death he stayed with Ghazni. Now, how Al-Biruni has developed the interest in India? He has developed the interest in India when Sultan Mahmud Ghazni has invaded Punjab and made the Punjab the part of Ghazni Empire. Al-Biruni came in contact with local government and created an atmosphere of mutual trust and understanding. Now, how Al-Biruni learned Sanskrit? He learned Sanskrit with the help of Brahmin priest and scholar, and he has studied many different religious and philosophical texts in Sanskrit. While since translations of Sanskrit words of astronomy, mathematics, medicine into Arabic was not usual, and this translation process of Sanskrit into Arabic was going on from 8th century onwards. When Al-Biruni wrote Kitab-ul-Hind, a travel literature, was an expected part of Arabic literature. Though Al-Biruni travel plan in India was not clear, he traveled widely in Punjab and northern part of India. Now, what was the objective of Al-Biruni work? Al-Biruni described his work. Firstly, described his work as a help to those who want to discuss about the religious questions of India, and also as a storehouse for them who want to associate it with him. Second objective work of Alberuni was, as he was expertise in several languages, and this has helped him in comparing different language and translate several Sanskrit language into Arabic. One of the important work of translation done by him was translation of Patanjali work on grammar into Arabic. Thirdly, Alberuni helped in sharing idea. For example, he has translated the work of Eclipse works on mathematics from Greek into Sanskrit for his Brahmin friend. So he has works was that he used to help in sharing idea. Now let us see and evaluate the Kitab-ul Hind, the travel account written by Alberuni. The book Kitab-ul Hind was written in simple and clear Arabic language. This book was divided into 80 chapters, and each chapter was based on many topics such as religious, philosophy, Indian festival, astronomy, science and technology, Indian custom, social life, weight and measure, and meteorology. One of the interesting thing about Alberuni was that he used to adopt a typical structure in his chapter. What was the typical structure? That he always used to start his chapter with a question. In each and every chapter, he used to start with a question. And in the description part, he was based on Sanskrit tradition. That is, first he is to start with the question, and his description was based on Sanskrit. And the ending portion of his chapter always used to conclude the chapter with a comparison with others' culture. So this was of Alberuni. Now next one we will see of Ibn Battuta. Who was he? He was a Morocco traveler and was born in Tangier and belonged to respected and educated family. And in his family there was a tradition. What was the tradition? The tradition was that the child in the young age only they should get education. And Ibn Battuta has followed the tradition and he received knowledge at the young age only. Ibn Battuta used to think that we do not gain or collect knowledge from books. Rather, he used to believe that we can gain or experience the knowledge from traveling to different parts of the world, visiting that places. We used to get knowledge, and collecting the sources from there help us to gain more knowledge. That was the belief of Ibn Battuta. For example, regarding Taj Mahal, if you will get the knowledge from reading the book, and secondly, if you practically go and visit that place and you get the knowledge, you see the things out with your own eyes, will help you more to get knowledge, and you can explain more regarding Taj Mahal than the knowledge you get from the book. So it means that practical knowledge is more important and useful than theoretical knowledge. That is, Ibn Battuta used to believe in practical knowledge. Now, Ibn Battuta, before he came to India, he had traveled many places such as pilgrimage of Makkah, Syria, Iraq, Persia, Yemen, Oman, and few trading posts on the coast of East Africa. Now, in 1333, when Ibn Battuta reached Sindh, he had heard many things about the Sultan of Delhi, and during that time, who was the Sultan? Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Sultan, what he has done that during that time, Sultan, he heard about the Sultan that heard about Ibn Battuta's scholarships and his work. That means he was been impressed with this Ibn Battuta, and he has given an or we can say he has been appointed, the Sultan has appointed Ibn Battuta as a Qazi or the judge of Delhi, and he remained in that position for several years until he lost his faith and been sent to prison. When he was in prison during that time, the misunderstanding between Sultan and Ibn Battuta was clear, and once the misunderstanding was clear, again Ibn Battuta was given the imperial service. And in 1342, Ibn Battuta was ordered to move to China as an ambassador to Mughal ruler. As he used to love traveling, he obeyed the order and he moved on and he proceeded to the Malabar coast, to the Maldives. He proceeded from Malabar coast through central India. From Malabar coast he went to Maldives, and from there to Sri Lanka, and from Sri Lanka he went to again to Malabar coast, and from there again to Maldives, and from there he went to Bengal, and from there Bengal to Assam, and lastly finally he reached China. And when he came to China, before that he stayed for a long period in Maldives, and he was been appointed as Qazi out there. As he finally reached China, he was supposed to visit the town that is Jaitun, recently known as Quanzhou. He traveled extensively in China, and even he visited the capital Beijing, and in 1347 he returned to his hometown. One of the interesting thing of Ibn Battuta was that he used to love traveling, but wherever he used to travel, finally he used to come back to his hometown. And out here, when he has obeyed the order of Sultan, he traveled from 1342 he started, and he came back in 1347. That is, for 5 years he has done traveling. And during his travel, he has written a book named Rihala, which was written in Arabic language. And his book Rihala was been compared with the book of Marco Polo, who visited China and India. And Marco Polo was from Venice in late 18th century. Now, Ibn Battuta, as he used to travel, he used to say that traveling was insecure. As nowadays, if we travel to far off places, we don't have so much insecurity. We don't think traveling as a danger. But during that time, to travel during that time, it was very difficult and was risky. Why Ibn Battuta used to say traveling was insecure? As because Ibn Battuta himself was been attacked many times by robbers, and for that he used to prefer to travel in caravan and with a group of men. But in spite of walking in caravan and with a group of men, no one can stop the robber from attacking on the highway. One incident had taken place with Ibn Battuta. When he was traveling from Multan to Delhi on caravan, he was been attacked, and many of his followers has lost their life, and the one who has survived along with Ibn Battuta was badly injured. So for that, Ibn Battuta used to say traveling during that time was insecure. Now our next traveler we will study, that is Francois Bernier. Many travelers came to India. Portuguese came to India in 1500 BC, British came in 1600, and many other like French, Dutch and Spain, they all came. Different travelers who came to India, among them James Baptiste, a French jeweler who traveled to India, and he has visited India 6 times. Why? Because he was interested with the trading condition of India. He liked the trading condition of India, and he has compared Indian trading with Iran and Ottoman Empire. Other travelers like Dorot Barbosa, he was a best Portuguese writer, and he has written about Indian trading system and the society of South India. And other was also there like Manussi. He was an Italian doctor. He came from Europe to India, and he never returned back to Europe. That is, he settled down in India only. Now, among all this traveler, Francois Bernier, we will study. He was born in France in 1620, that is the 17th century. He was by profession a doctor. Rather than a doctor, he was a political philosopher and historian. He came to India in 1656 and returned in 1668. That is, he stayed in India for 12 years. When he came to India, during the time of Mughal Empire, and he was in the search of some opportunity. And when he became close with the Mughal Empire, that is, when he has a close contact with the Mughal court, he was been appointed as a physician of Prince Dara Shikoh, who was the eldest son of Shahjahan. And later he was been appointed as an intellectual and scientist with Danishmand Khan. During his traveling, he used to compare East country with the West, and he has written a book named Traveling with the Mughal Empire. In this book, he has compared with the East country with the West country. How he used to compare was that whatever he saw in country India, he always used to compare with that of the European country. And his writing, that is Francois Bernier writing, used to most probably he used to devote, that means dedicate his writing to the France King Louis XIV. And when he used to compare with the India with the Europe, for some instance was there, like whatever situation, critical situation or the hopeless situation he saw in India, he always has compared that situation with the development condition of the Europe. Sometimes his comparison was not accurate, but whatever work he has done or whatever work he has written was published, and his writing has become most popular during that time. So this is all about Francois Bernier. So today we have studied about Al-Biruni and his book which he has written, Kitabul Hind. Second traveler Ibn Battuta we have studied, and the book written by him was Rihala. Third one was Francois Bernier, and the book written by him was Traveling with the Mughal Empire. So today till this much. Thank you.